Sweaty palms and butterflies.
It feels like you're in a dollhouse and the walls are closing in on you and everything is plastic and it feels redundant and it's just terrible.
It's like being trapped in a small box that only fits you in it, and no one else knows how it feels to be stuck in that box.
Feels like a growing depth beneath me.
The idea or feeling when you're at the age of adolescence and there's many things going on and you get depressed. It could be stress from school or situations with parents that cause you to have it rough, and you just feel that nobody understands you and how good they have it because life is really hard at the time, and it's just a ball of emotions.
This is the kind of sadness that you know is not worth destroying your life over, because you know when you grow up, hopefully, potentially it'll be better.
Being so aware of what you're doing that it causes problems.
It's this sense of being able to fuck yourself up, not just with drugs, but just fuck your life up. You've never had the ability to fuck your life up.
You're tearing me apart!
School is to prepare you for college, in which you will hopefully obtain a job, a career. And stress from school is a huge factor in a teen's life, which can contribute to teen angst, because teachers don't really understand that students have other classes where they may have homework. They say it's not a lot, but personally, it's a lot to take in when you live an hour away by public transportation, and when you get home, it can be dark, and then you have to do all this homework that you accumulated throughout the whole day.
TV shows like Modern Family, the kid, they're paying for her college, they're paying for her dorm, they're paying for her partying, they're paying for everything, they're paying for her lifestyle. While someone like me, I have been told since day one, I'm not going to have any help with college. It's going to be very minimal. Just don't have the financial backing for that. And, that's changed a lot of the ways I look on things.
These kids are a special breed.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Dad.
Young and wild.
Potter.
Not quite adults.
There's people who probably turn to drugs, whether they're prescription drugs or illegal drugs. I'm sure they turn to it to sort of relieve their anxiety.
I think the reason we're all experimenting and deciding what's okay to do and what's not okay, everybody that I know personally has experimented with either drinking, smoking pot, something, considered mild, but a lot of kids turn to harder drugs, I think, because of the stress and the pressure that they feel in everyday life, and that sadness that they feel they can't escape but don't know how to deal with it. I mean, an easy resort is going to drugs. I mean, it makes you feel like you're not a part of reality anymore.
In movies, they show the parents allowing the kid to get a girlfriend. The parents are super supportive, and they allow the child to bring her over for dinner. That rarely ever happens.
Sex is like another possible outlet for teen angst, in a way to just release all emotions out or to forget about the world besides their partner and them at the time.
Well, if you say you haven't, you're a prude. If you say you have, you're a slut. It's a trap.
Teen boredom is probably caused by not doing anything or just not having anything to focus on. But angst, that's probably more having too much to focus on being the cause of that. So I would really say, at least in my experience, teen angst and teen boredom are pretty much polar opposites of each other.
Teen boredom may come from not feeling free or independent because there's always restrictions on teens. Teen angst has the feeling of being misunderstood and possibly the feeling of getting away with life at the time.
That kind of thing that happens, I believe, mostly to suburban kids or kids who are stuck at home for the majority of their high school lives. They usually have this sense that the world is small and that they don't have many choices.
What are you doing, Mrs. Stoney? No, you can't do this. You can't do this here. Look, Kashmir Rajneesh, why don't you just chill?
Movies where there's lower income families and there's angst in them usually have the least realistic angst. It tends to be the ones with the modern white American families that have the most accurate interpretation of that form of angst. Kids who come from wealthier backgrounds and, have access to a lot of things that other kids don't. That type of angst is actually captured very well in the film industry, I would say, but that I believe that's mainly due to the fact that the people who are behind the production of film and creation of film tend to be from those backgrounds. So when they try to fabricate this idea of how it is to be a lower income teenager or kid on the South Side, or even being an urban kid with angst and they grew up in the suburbs or in the country, that's where the big misinterpretation comes, and they have all these make-believe scenarios that don't happen to average-day Americans. I would say angst in movies is probably accurate for the upper class.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal.
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
I don't think I have teen angst or I'm dealing with teen angst because of the way I defined it. While I do stress about school and I may complain about how life is terrible, I think it's just all for the complaining factor. For teens who do claim to deal with teen angst, I imagine they have it much worse than just stress because of homework.
My type of teen angst probably comes from thinking about the future, because you can't really plan for that so much, and it's just like, it's crazy stuff to think about. You never know what's going to happen, and it's pretty scary.
Teen angst is being so upset with the world that you don't want to get out of bed, and being so disappointed in the reality that you're facing as you're growing up, that it's not always a happy ending, and stuff is not how it was taught to you in movies and books, Like, we're just coming out of childhood now and transitioning into this phase of our lives that we've never experienced before. It's a really weird time.
I don't have a home-cooked meal every day. I don't have a time to talk to my mom. I show her my grades, I do my homework, I do everything I'm supposed to do, and I don't get any gratification for it. I don't get any recognition for it at all. I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do, and it's never enough. And that's probably where my angst comes from. I'm always told it's never enough. I'm always not doing the best I can, and it's pretty much because my mom's trying to drive me to succeed, but it gets really infuriating when you're doing a lot more than any other kid you know.